Hey guys, so today we are focusing on the energy of this full moon in Leo. And one of the things that I'm offering currently, I have quite a few specials on. Let's see if we can adjust things here. Is $15 full moon reading. So if you happen to be taking advantage of watching this free video, then we can also go more detailed into how I can support you during this full moon, or any messages from spirit that you need to know. So that's something you can book through robinshealing.com. And as I was saying, I have some February monthly readings, some in-person deals, as well as online over Zoom. Okay. So first thing that we need to know is Coltsfoot presence. All right, so what comes up here is like there's a big thing happening in terms of our heart, in terms of love, in terms of our potential, just in general with this full moon. If you're underneath Robin's Healing membership group, I changed my name to Horseman Readings. However, my website's still Robin's Healing, so you have to go through there, click memberships, and if you're VIP, then right around the 5th, it'll probably be a little earlier this month because I'm really busy, but I'm going to be getting out our full moon ritual with Theta Healing downloads. If you don't know what Theta Healing is, it's basically we're clearing and releasing anything that might be coming up for you at this time that's heavy, and then we're shifting the energy over to the things that you want to bring in, okay? So you can also email me, horsemanreadings@gmail.com, if you're in the membership group, and then we create content for you, okay? We as in me. All right, so I knew that there'd be a lot of stuff coming up with this full moon. I just feel like I have a lot of new people, which is fabulous, but that creates like a lot of different energy for different people. So my suggestion here is with this full moon, I'm actually working with rose quartz. So these rose quartz earrings are $16. I ship for $5. That's US and Canada. And the reason why this is, regardless, I have lots of rose quartz. I'm sure you might have rose quartz at home, but around this full moon, rose quartz is going to be your go-to because we're working on the heart. And it feels like Leo is such a creative energy. That it's important that we're doing the things that we love. This full moon's really about bringing in, I would say, our potential. That's really what's coming up. It feels like there might be more anxiety than you usually have during this full moon. And the reason why is because it's really what I'm hearing and hearing spirit communicate is that it's about really sticking with what it is that you desire, even if there's fear. So fears are going to be coming up extra at this time. And I'm also being told to focus in on what fear means. So the reason why we have fear is often it's kind of to show us our strength. It's kind of there to help us with how to have more control over our own lives, over our own destiny. So that's what you're going to be finding where we're working with Leo the Lion, which is all about ambition. We're looking at where, we're holding ourselves back, where we're allowing fear to get in the way. So it's going to be a biggie. So not surprised that's when I wanted to lower my prices for people to give them more support. So this is my herbal deck, by the way, and please make sure you've subscribed to this channel, and thank you so much for everyone who already has. The big thing here is what's coming up for a lot of people is they're really working on focus, and I'm not surprised that decision is coming up here. So focus typically is when we're, again, like allowing fear to get in the way. So we need to come back to the basics, which is slowing down and simplifying. That's kind of has been my guidance as a theme for everyone in these full moon readings. So there is an opening here, an opportunity around the 5th where you can take things with a grain of salt, or you can absorb it, okay? So this is a great time. As I was saying, rose quartz is perfect, but any type of grounding, shielding mechanisms that you can use will be helpful, because you're going to notice that there are a lot of people just throwing you off of your path. And I think that they're showing up to teach you something, and often it might be what we don't want, okay? So if you're seeing people triggering you, really doing some mirror work, which might be like similar to shadow work, which is basically recognizing that when people are triggering us, it's also there to show us something. It's not just like, oh, this person's doing X, Y, and Z, right? We can often fall into guilt around this full moon. You might find that shame is attached to guilt, so pay close attention to that. Those are things that we'll be clearing with the full moon in our membership. We have an upside down walnut letting go. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense with a full moon. You can also check out my full moon ritual underneath my playlist, rituals and practices. That might be helpful for you just in general if you've never done one before. Be mindful that when you do this, it's very powerful work. It's a great time to do any spell work. I also have some spells underneath my rituals and practices. And the reason why that's coming up is because, again, it's recognizing our own power. And it's also using our own judgment. So if you feel like you're highly influenced at this time, you absolutely will be. And it's something to be cautious of more than anything. Because, it feels like everything's just there to teach you something. So there's a huge learning curve with this Leo energy. Chickweed perspective. Okay, again, we're talking about emotional drain. That's why the crystals are coming up so strongly at this time. There's this energy of things moving. It does feel like we're moving forward. So if you're noticing you've done a lot of work thus far, I'm also feeling that from some of the people getting readings, is like the people who have been doing the full moon rituals for a while, have been working with me. It feels like they get it. Whereas some people that are brand new to this might be like, you might easily be thrown off your path at this time. So make sure that not only are you doing a full moon ritual, you're doing all of the other self-care things that you know you need to do. And then there's a little bit of mindfulness training that's also coming in at this time, because it feels like if you're not creating more awareness about where you're supposed to be, paying closer attention to your path, you might find that you could fall into a bit of a depression. And also be mindful of people that are deceptive and deceitful. I feel like there might be, you might be in a relationship or around people who are possibly, again, they're there to show you something, but they might not always have good intentions. I'm not saying that they're talking about you behind your back, but they might not be the most honest people. And don't forget that when people aren't honest, it's typically because of their own issues. It really doesn't have anything to do with you. So you might be a person who needs to be a teacher for others. Okay, so this is the second time I'm doing a reading today where there's spirit coming in to my videos. So I would say that the people watching my videos directly today are very sensitive. So I mentioned about the importance of smudging. I have smudge sprays and sage. If you own that already, today is a great day to smudge your home and smudge yourself, because if you are sensitive and you're coming into this full moon, being a bit more vulnerable as well, where we are working on love in the heart chakra. So pay close attention to any heart chakra work as well that you can do. And so, of course, sage can help get rid of anything that we're hanging on to that's weighing us down. Okay, so I'm going to pull up a tarot and angel card here. Transformation. This really talks about someone who, as we were talking about, is letting go of something specific. But I always say to create a theme with your full moon. So Leo, this moon, again, we were talking about the heart, talking about your path, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of like anger probably, or again, some depression. So pick a theme for yourself in terms of what you feel like you want to work on. So for myself, I've been working a lot on my health, on my digestion, on my food, things like that. So I know that there are going to be things that I'm clearing and releasing that I'm permanently letting go of, which is like obviously putting things into my body that I know isn't good for me. And then there's all kinds of stuff that comes up around that too. Okay, so it might be for you, you've attracted narcissists in your life, just say, and it might be time to remove those people so you can have healthier habits in your own lifestyle. Okay, so pay close attention to what this death card means for you. As I was saying, there's a lot of spiritual energy around me on Instagram and here on YouTube today. So if you are also able to connect with spirit yourself, which I feel like we all are, but you say you like feel spirit on a really deep level, Not only is smudging important, but we want to connect beautiful relationships with spirit, as I was saying. Crystals can help you get to that place where you have less fear and you become more open, you feel safer, okay? So there is no fear. Fear is something that you will create, and just remind yourself that your mental health has to be worked on around this full moon as well, okay? So let me know if you like this by subscribing, liking, and commenting. Of course, now you know that I am underneath Instagram, TikTok as well. I have Horseman readings, Facebook as well. Okay, guys, love you all and feel free to take advantage. Or if you have any questions, I do free consults. Bye for now.